just like looking at yours, so your University of Miami, how are sales different with University of Miami as opposed to, say, the Florida Panthers or the Dolphins? Is there different ways that you prospect, the process? How are they similar, and what differences are there?
Well, look, I mean, to me, sales is sales. The same process that you do in the pros should be done in college, minors across the board. It's a systematic approach of how you handle your business when it comes there. College is unique in the sense that you have alumni, you have employees, you have folks that you can that you can target that you wouldn't necessarily target, like Dolphins. Like, you don't have alumni of the Dolphins besides like the football players and all.
All right.
So I think that
millions of alumni.
What do you say?
Not millions of alumni like University of Miami has, I'm sure.
Well, see, ironically, like we're a very small school. I mean, the
Really?
undergrad is 11,000 overall. It's like 13,000 students, but people like nationwide think that there's 30 or 40,000.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Students at Miami, and you look back in the 80s and 90s when we won all those championships. I mean, the fact that they're able to do that with such a small student body, and look, scholarships in South Florida has a lot of great talent in Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach, but it's pretty remarkable in that sense and all. And when you talk about like the business, right? I don't believe in product selling. What I mean by that is you can't control wins and losses. You can't control people getting hurt. You can't control coaches leaving, all that sort of stuff. It's all about the experience and the value proposition. And if you can create that approach, you'll be successful in whatever you do. When I first got to Miami, there were donations tied to tickets. That's a big thing in college. So that was a little bit of a unique thing where trying to figure out which portion is tax deductible. And from the tickets, to get to certain locations, you needed to spend X. In 2018, when the new tax law came into effect, we basically separated everything. So the donations are a philanthropic gift to either a student impact donation or a Golden Cane Society. And then our department really handles all of the season, group, suites, for those sports in there. So in that sense, some of the differences, the fact that you have four sports, that you spend time on some areas that you wouldn't think. Like, I'm a big baseball fan and I love groups. So women's basketball, great product. Coach Meyer's done a great job there. But it's really driven by groups in there. So we've gotten very creative, come up with some unique ways to get people out to the games. Baseball, the same thing. I mean, we're very fortunate on Coral Gables to play on campus, and the Miami Hurricanes, a brand. I mean, if you look at the baseball team, for example, we had a few players drafted in the first 5 rounds this year, and we produce a lot of great talent, and people want to come to Miami, not only for the education and the weather and the brand, but to experience high-level sports. I mean, playing in the ACC conference, it's one of the best out there academically, as well as athletically in there. So people want to be a part of it, and I think it's exciting to be able to talk to people, have conversations. Again. Florida State's our big rival, but we've done good things of building relations with some fans from Florida State. Because again, to me, it doesn't matter if they're your fans or someone else's. When they come to your facility, you want to treat them with the utmost respect and provide them a level of service that they're going to want to come back in there. And like, to me, like, this is like wild time to have Florida State here, and we're not selling individual suites or groups due to the pandemic, and again, not knowing what the season's going to look like in there. I think other differences are that you have normally a younger staff on the collegiate level. People after a few years will move on. I think from 2015, 2018, we did a pretty good job of continuity in our sales and service department in there. But I mean, normally in college, based on the roles and how small the departments are, a good 2 to 3 years in an account executive or like a client experience role is probably the right time. And then being able to grow. Because to me, seeing reps that either I've worked with or been associated with, to see them grow, to me brings me as much joy as making a sale. Because then it means that you've done something right. And I'm a people person. I care what people think. I want to see people do well and grow. And again, it goes back to what I was talking about originally. Relationships to me are key. A lot of the names that I mentioned to you when we first talking, I still talk to them on a regular basis. And I think it's important to make sure that you know where you came from, and everybody needs some help along the way.